Everyone, welcome inside Studio 6 for another edition of Cronkite Sports Live. Kevin Miller and Ben Paris with you here from downtown Phoenix. And Ben, a big week for Arizona State University, not only just in the playing surfaces with the athletic department, but also in the classroom.
Kevin, if you haven't heard, it's 9 years in a row, Arizona State University, #1 in innovation, but I don't think playing 4 quarterbacks in your first 3 weeks is too innovative at all.
No, that might be the one category where they're behind MIT and Stanford, for a matter of fact.
I think we got to break down the 29-0 loss against Fresno State. It was absolutely brutal. So how about we do some Nugget Minute?
Let's do it.
Let's toss 60 seconds up on the clock, and away we go. 1, it's been 100 minutes and 7 seconds since ASU scored a point in a football game. 2, 8 turnovers in a game are the most the Sun Devils have had since 1973 when they had 10 against Utah. 3, Arizona State ranks 129th of the 133 FBS teams in total offense. 4, the 29-0 loss to Fresno State marked the first time ASU was shut out anywhere since 2008 and the last time they were shut out at home since 1988. Both those losses came to USC. They play the Trojans this week. 5, and this is some better news, the Sun Devils' 29 points allowed last week were the fewest by a team with 8 or more turnovers in at least the last 10 years. 6, this is the first time ASU has started 1-2 in consecutive seasons since 1998 and 1999. And 7, Arizona State is tied for 100th in the nation in third down conversions and 110th in fourth down conversions. You want some sauce with that, Kevin?
Let me have some ketchup and ranch with that.
So at this point in the college football season, it seems pretty unlikely that the Arizona State Sun Devils will be able to steal a win or two in the Pac-12 Conference and generate some of that growth, as Tia just mentioned, as conference play gets started this week and the Sun Devils welcome #5 USC to Tempe. So to help us preview the Trojans and the Heisman winner Caleb Williams, here's WCSN's Aiden Blank.
So I was fired up. I really appreciate all the fans that came out and they were into it. It was really fun.
A sold-out crowd plus a student section of 1,265 helped create one of the most memorable atmospheres ASU volleyball has ever seen as they played their first ever game in Mullet Arena and took down their rivals from down south. We now welcome in WCSN volleyball reporter Tyler Weiss to help us break down the action. And Tyler, through 13 games, ASU remains undefeated. Last night's sweep marks 7 in a row, which is tied for the longest streak in school history. What are your thoughts on how the team has performed so far?
Well, Ben, it's certainly...
And when a team is playing this well, it's very easy to draw the conclusion, hey, there might be some stars on this roster. Is there anyone whose performance stood out to you in last night's match that you'd like to highlight? All right, last question for you is about the team's next match on Sunday against Washington. Both the Sun Devils and the Huskies had a game last night against their rivals. However, in a notable contrast, Washington was on the receiving end of a sweep while ASU got the job done. So could that be a promising sign for the Sun Devils?
An important thing.
Tyler, thank you very much for all of that. And as ASU volleyball tries to march towards the tournament for the first time in 8 years, they'll have to battle some of the toughest opponents in the country during conference play. For an outlook on the final season of Pac-12 volleyball, here's WCSN volleyball insider Sammy Miller. Just 2 events into their season, ASU men's golf has already made plenty of headlines and are sweeping up victories left and right. All-American Preston Summerhays won the Sahali Players Championship just after he returned representing Team USA at the Walker Cup, earning him a spot in the Fortinet Championship on the PGA Tour, where he made his first career cut in just his 6th tour start and led the field in driving distance. Meanwhile, freshman FIFA Leopakdi won his collegiate debut at the Maui Gym individual, shooting a 3-day total of 15 under par, while back at home, 5th-year senior Game Salvanera captured his first victory at the Papaco individual behind rounds of 64, 66, and 71. That makes it 3 individual wins so far this season for a team that has much more improved depth over the squad that made it to the quarterfinals at last year's national championship. The ASU offense has had their fair share of struggles, but the defense actually not playing too bad. That's the safety, Shamari Simmons. Hanging out on your screen right now. He's going to leave the frame for just a moment. Take a look. Ball snap. Here comes Simmons straight through the offensive line and is able to record the sack. That's 1 out of 3 sacks ASU had against Fresno State. They still lost 29-0.